We'd like to thank our sponsor, Wedgwood Cove. Wedgwood Cove is an 18-hole championship-style golf course located in Albert Lea, Minnesota. It also has a bar, restaurant, and golf simulator in the basement. In their pro shop, they have all of the hottest gear you can look for this golf season and beyond. If you go there, make sure to say Peach and Mikey Polis sent you, and go to wedgwoodcove.com. With that, let's head to the podcast with Mikey Polis and Paul Johnson. Attention! At T1, we have the very tall, the very good-looking, 6'8", Mikey Polis! And coming after him, the slightly less good-looking, 6 foot, left-handed, very unique-looking, Paul Johnson!
That was your public golf course clap, buddy.
Yeah, baby. Yes. Welcome back. Episode 8, everybody. Welcome back to the Public Course Golf Podcast. We are super stoked because this is the second time now, 2 weeks in a row, we are on location at Wedgwood Cove.
Just a different area of Wedgwood Cove.
Right.
But still on location, at our favorite place to play. We are so glad to be here. This is the basement. You heard us with our little ad. This is the basement part of what we're talking about.
So we'll
here.
scan, you know what, we'll do a quick little pan for you guys.
Yeah.
So we'll show, so you got obviously PJ, the little lounge area. You got a TV. These chairs, we move them. They're usually set up around the TV. Then you got the simulator. And then on this side, there's actually a swing net. And then you got more seating. You got your own bathroom outside of the door.
Which is very nice, by the way. We used it.
We use that quite often.
Yep.
So it's one of those, it's just...
By the way, Mike, do you ever rate places you go to by the bathrooms?
Oh my God, 1,000%.
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you go to places and you're like, yeah, this place is pretty good, but let me check their bathroom.
And so, do you have a
when
certain...
the bathroom's terrible, you leave.
Do you have a certain scale that you rank the bathroom with? Like do you what are your parameters for the bathroom? For
Bathrooms
a
have
good
to have-
bathroom versus bad
It
bathroom.
got to be more spacious.
Okay.
And then when you walk in, have a smell that's not...
Smell is a big one.
And it's got to have sinks and paper towels that seem like it's, you know...
Of abundance.
Yeah, like, or it just feels like this is nice. Like there's it's clean on the table.
Taken care of.
Maybe there's some like pattern on the countertop.
I can dig that.
Yeah. And when you're using the restroom, you're not looking at like cigarette butts in the cakes.
In the urinal cake.
Urinal cakes. I mean,
But I think my biggest parameter that I will judge a bathroom by is always the stall. Not necessarily the urinal, but the stall. And what puts a bathroom ahead of other bathrooms is when the stall is like an individual room. You close the door,
yeah,
and then it's fully sealed off and it's a room.
Oh yeah, like there's a cot for you to sleep on.
You can lay down.
Kitchen.
You got the toilet seat looks like maybe one of those recliners.
There's one of those like those electric fireplaces. Oh my God, you don't even want to leave that bathroom, right?
Just sitting there, you cozy, you're in your own little room. It's like a hotel room.
You never leave. That's why when they say like, oh, I'm gonna be gone for an hour when you go to the bathroom, it's because you're gonna go in there, you're gonna take care of business, but you're also gonna just relax.
You just sit. You're in your quiet, you close the door, nobody can see you, nobody's gonna hear whatever you're doing in there.
You can laugh at your own farts. Oh man, it's a great time. Nice bathrooms here, and very spacious. You feel like you're not even, you kind of are removed from everything else up here, or the rest of the golf course, so you feel like you can really kind of just be yourself down here. They even have like menus and stuff though, you can like order, you can go up there and order and eat food down here, so.
I know there's a lot of people through the winter time. We've done this simulator, we've done the Albert Lea Golf Simulator. And I remember hearing that there's a lot of guys that actually will get, like on Monday nights, they'll play poker down here.
Oh yeah.
And then they'll have a game on and then playing golf. So it's kind of the ultimate spot for you to sit.
It's kind of like when you sit and watch one of the shows you and your wife like, but you're on your phone at the same time.
Right.
You play golf,
watch a game.
All the things that you need to be stimulated at the same time.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. I know we didn't plan on this, guys, to talk about bathrooms.
This isn't even scripted.
No, it's unscripted.
We have a general script we like to follow. It's not even on there.
But bathrooms matter. Oh, speaking of there's pipes down here, and we can hear the flushing happening. That was a solid flush, I think.
That was a solid. I didn't hear any clumps, so it must
royal
have just
flush.
been pee.
Yeah. But when the toilet paper is not just like, when you can pull it off and it's a rip every time, you pull it off, rip.
And you
rip.
hold it up and it's like translucent.
But that matters. It does matter. So anyways, this place has a nice bathroom, if that's what you come to Wedgwood for. If you're if you're a bathroom like
grade A.
Like when they have those comment cards or or when you go to like your beer thing, your beer passport, you get a check.
Oh yeah, you check off.
This is a bathroom passport. This is a top bathroom to visit.
All right, so we're gonna trademark right now, bathroom passport. I already know. I know.
There's something that we wouldn't put on that passport.
There, yeah. And there's also the North Coast Building in Wayzata. What is the hotel I just stayed at in downtown Minneapolis? It used to be a hotel and then they rehabbed it. Hotel Indigo, downtown Minneapolis.
Nice bathroom.
Top 3.
Just go there for the bathroom. You're not even asking for a night.
You don't even stay. Go in the lobby.
How many nights do you need?
I need 10 minutes.
I just need 10 minutes. I'm taking a But anyways, we are glad to be here at Wedgwood Cove again. Please enjoy that conversation. We have middle school brains.
Sidebar. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can tell we got middle school brains. We both got our public course golf hats on. Peach got the scripted patch. I got the PCG patch.
We called each other beforehand. We didn't even know we were going to film a podcast. We just said, hey, what are you going to wear today? Me too.
You figured it out. It actually all worked pretty good.
Nice. Yeah.
You got the Disney.
Yeah, speaking of which, I went to Disney with my kids, and they make Disney golf polos. And when I saw this, my in-laws were so, we went with them, and they were so kind in celebrating my birthday by buying me a Nike, Disney, there's the Mickey ears right there, golf polo. I'm pretty excited about that.
I like this polo a lot.
Haven't worn it on the golf course, so maybe does a lot of damage. I think it said on the tag, this will do a lot of damage on the course.
Good or bad?
Well, I don't know, because that's the problem. Yeah.
We'll find out. We'll find out real quick. So for our cocktails today, Cinco de Mayo today.
Yep.
So of course we're doing a margarita.
I'm doing the I don't know what beer is in Spanish, but
cerveza.
Cerveza, yes.
So
La cerveza. We're celebrating today for those that celebrate Cinco de Mayo, and we're glad that we can celebrate that too. Is every holiday, all these holidays, we can all kind of join in together.
We can all be one.
Yeah. Yep.
We got a kind of a full schedule for you guys today for today's episode. We're going to jump into slang terms. We did have some submitted slang terms that we're going to be touching base on.
Yeah.
So Riley Worth, you are a fantastic human. We're so excited to have you on the podcast, and I think our guests are going to love having him on as well.
Yeah, and those slang terms are good. We're going to get to them in a second.
Yes, we're going to touch base with those. And then, of course, we're going to touch very quickly on the end of season for the Wolves in the Wild, the NFL draft.
Don't talk about that. I'm still trying to agree from that, Mike. God, you don't bring it up. I just talked to my therapist, and he said if you don't bring it up, it's better. But you brought it up, and now I need to go back.
So we're going to relive some harsh memories here for PJ and myself.
Yeah. We'll bring some Kleenex.
Let's jump into this week's segment of slang terms.
Slang terms.
So this week, number 1 of our top 5 kind of jumps into what we got right here.
Yep.
You got these. You got a little swing oil. PJ, can you tell the guys about swing oil?
A little swing oil. You might need that as you're on the course and you're playing bad. You think, okay, hey, load up on a little swing oil. Get your drink. That's your swing oil. Take a little sip.
Loosen up a little bit.
Go up there and hit a bomb. That's kind of what happens.
It typically does, unless how we talked about before.
If you're playing in a tournament,
you get laid into a tournament. You get in the latter half of a best ball tournament, and you have your swing oil.
That's too much lubrication.
Oh, God!
You're way too lubed up.
Yeah, I mean, there's a limit. That dipstick comes out and it's full of oil.
You need you look at it and it's like it's way out of the little mark. You got to clean that whole thing off.
But you might need a little swing oil when you're out there playing, especially with your uptight friends.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean, if you have any uptight friends, hey, just take a little swing oil. All of a sudden,
loosen
they hit
up
a bomb.
little bit. Yep. Give them a little swing oil to loosen up a little bit. But you
works
got a
out.
fine line to walk with the swing oil.
We talked about it before.
We have talked about that a lot. You have a very fine line that you really want to walk with swing oil, but
yeah. But you know, it's part of the game, and it makes it. I think everybody deals with that. And when you're in a tournament, every team, every foursome is dealing with how much swing oil you use.
Oh yeah.
And I think that's kind of a, you know, it's like when my truck right now needs an oil change. It comes up on there.
Still haven't gotten an oil change since Disney.
I know, isn't that bad? Yeah.
When you left your truck, you haven't gotten an oil change.
I haven't.
Oh my.
Because I'm trying to get to the place I trust for an oil change. That's bad.
I had his truck like a month ago at my house, and I moved it to the driveway, and it was like, "Don't move me, you need an oil change." That was like a month ago.
What we need is like our own visual on the golf course, like a little like a flasher in our face that said swing oil.
Swing oil needed.
And you could like know.
See, we have a pretty good mark though for when you and I play. What we typically like to do is we like to get high noon.
Yep.
One person will get some high noon for the first round.
You say high noon. High noon is a great, because it's a good day drinking thing. It's not high alcohol content. It's kind of quenches your thirst too.
It does.
It's a good like summer thing.
It's got actual fruit juice in it.
You're drinking something, but you're not like getting hammered. It's a good. I mean, high noon.
Shout out high noon.
High noon. Go for us.
It's El Presidente.
I'll say hi to your noon.
Hey, noon.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's a kind of a seltzer cocktail in a can type of thing.
Yeah.
But it's vodka with real fruit juice, and a lot of places are doing that now. Like White Claw does it now.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like a malt liquor of like a regular White Claw.
No,
Or some of the
no.
other seltzers. It's actual vodka and fruit juice. So one person will get some high noons.
Mm-hmm.
We'll play the front nine. Maybe pepper in a little fireball here and there.
Yeah. When needed, that's when our swing juice simulator or our artificial intelligence swing juice comes up in our face and says, swing juice, and we have to obey.
And we do.
We can't disobey that.
Dude, if you disobey the AI world,
You're in trouble.
You don't
Talk
know.
about Snapchat. That's a big deal right now.
Right. Yeah,
Don't respond to AI because it's probably you and I. We're telling you all what to do. No. Allen Iverson's trying to tell you it's just practice.
It's just practice, baby. Finger roll.
Yeah.
He's like the OG jelly man.
Yeah. Jelly RAP. That was bad for the Gophers, but anyway.
Where did he ever end up?
I don't know. Probably in some peanut butter.
That brings us to number 2 in this week's episode.
That's a big segue.
Yeah. We'll take that part out. Number 2 this week is the flusher.
The flusher. Well,
the flusher. PJ, you know all too well about the
oh
flusher.
my God!
Tell the people
as
about
somebody
the
who
flusher.
suffers from inflammatory bowel disease, I really know about the flusher. So, and I'm proud of that. But the flusher is you've had it happen before. We've coined it as the rim job before, which is kind of a little bit dirty,
A little tickler.
Yeah. But when your ball goes around the hole and just doesn't go in, or it goes in eventually, but kind of circles around and it goes in, that's called the flusher. So the flusher is like, you're watching just like flushing a toilet.
Yep.
You know?
And it circles,
Yeah, circles, and then
And
finally
it's
you go in. And we've had that happen before, and I think that adds drama to what you're doing.
It's crazy
Yeah.
that those couple of, really in all actuality, you probably only get what?
One rotation.
Half of a rotation. Like if you ever get a full cup rotation, that's pretty impressive.
That's impressive because that means you really that. You were like, I mean that. Yeah, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen often.
But it still is pretty fun where that goes around once and goes in, and you feel like you just caught that outside edge of the cup, and it really
enough.
Just enough, and that's called the flusher. And you can feel good about the flusher because you know what? Just like every man who sits down and spends an hour in the toilet
In their bathroom.
in their own bathroom, like at Wedgwood here, where it's a great bathroom, and you sit there and you say to yourself, and you flush it, you feel like, you know what?
It feels good about this one.
I did that. And we're joking, but that's true.
That is true.
Yeah.
That really is true.
Guys like to complete tasks.
And it doesn't matter what it is.
Nope.
On any level. You
Nope.
complete it, you're good.
So you
And know
complete
what?
that hole. You go around and you go in for a par 5, and you made par. You can say to yourself, "Well, that was a job well done."
So here's one for you. So here's a great segue. So you hit it, it rolls up, it does a flusher, but it doesn't go down. It stays up and pops out.
That's
What are you
me.
gonna say? Are you gonna go, damn it?
Well, you know what? That's a great segue. Or you get your plunger out of you keep a plunger in your bag, right?
And you just
you start just plunging that
or you
thing.
get a cutter for the bag.
Cutter. That's another cut. You don't need to know that story. Those who know me know about the cutter. But he said, "Damn it!" And you know what? How many
Number
times
3 this week?
How many times do you say the word "damn it" really in your life? You probably don't. But on the golf course, all of a sudden that's the go-to word.
Guaranteed 14 times around.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! And it's like your way of saying to your friend, I knew I wasn't supposed to do that, and I'm better than this. And it's like you're covering your butt.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So then your friend's like,
cover
oh yeah,
up.
he said damn it, so that means like, oh yeah, he's
He
a good
didn't
golfer.
mean to do that. That was a kind of a fluke deal.
Which is not true.
I'd be curious. We should try to. I wish there was some way of having like a Dammit tracker
Yeah.
to track. I'm gonna guess 14 times around is an average.
And we both say it because we know we're just disappointed in ourselves. But I'll admit it right now. And I think golfers should go to a support group and sit around the table and say, I said damn it because I was trying to cover my butt because I made a bad shot and I knew it. Oh, hey, welcome, fellow damn it speaker. And everyone claps.
Welcome, fellow golfer.
Public golf claps, because that's what happens. Right?
That does happen,
Yeah.
big time.
So check yourself next time think about when you say damn it, you're like, hey, yeah, that's right. I was listening to Peach and Mike, and I'm like, Mikey Polis, Big Mikey. Yeah, we do say damn it a lot. We say other swear words every other part of what we do, but when we're playing golf, we say damn it. I
Right.
guess.
And
So-
you keep that nestled up here in your little domer.
Yeah.
And then every time a little prairie dog. Oh. That
Prairie
brings us
dog?
to number
Are we at a
4,
zoo?
which is prairie dog. PJ, what's a prairie dog?
Well, prairie dog, I used to think it was when you had to use the restroom and it was kind of poking in and out. You didn't know if you were going to
That's
make
definitely
a skid
a
mark.
prairie dog.
You kind of like keep it back in and suck it back in. That's a bad thing. That's when you need a Wedgwood bathroom. But prairie dog is where you see your ball go into something bad and oh crap, it goes in the sand or it's in the woods or it's whatever. And then all of a sudden reappears.
Pops back
It's like,
out.
oh my gosh, I have good lie now.
It boop, boop.
Yep.
I've had it happen one time where I chipped in and it hit it went in the cup and hit the flag, but popped back out.
That's where the flag comes into play. Like the flag has to be in there until you're on the green. But the flag can be a deterrent.
It can be either a big plus or a deterrent because actually I just got back from Florida just this past week. So I spent 8 days down in Florida.
Yep.
Played golf with a really good buddy of ours from college that we've known, Andy
Good guy.
Shetka. Shout out
Good
Andy.
guy. Shout out Andy. Shutters.
He lives down in the Orlando area, and luckily when we were there, it worked out perfect. Him and I went and played a round of golf. You guys will see that. The episode that actually dropped on today that we're filming on Cinco de Mayo, it dropped right now at 7. Right now.
Yeah, drop on the top.
So the episode just dropped on Mikey Polis. Him and I played, and he had a really long putt that went like into the middle of the cup, but it hit the flag and popped out.
How do you score that?
So we counted it.
Yeah.
Because
Well,
it's our own.
But that's public course golf, though.
You can kind of make that
your own-
dictation.
yeah, you can decide that.
And it was our own fault. Like we didn't pull the flag, we left it in. But it was a dead center putt. It wasn't moving terribly fast to where it would skip it.
Sure.
But it hit the pin just enough to pop out, and it stopped.
Sometimes
2
those
inches away.
pins, like they angle, and so like one part of it, it's not in the center. So like if it hits that, there's not as much cup available for it to
full
fall
ball
down.
to fall in.
Yeah. Yep.
100%. So number 5 this week keeps us on the animal, mammal, fish side of things with Prairie Dog. Number 5 this week is Sharkie. PJ, what's a Sharkie? Tell the people.
Well, if you've watched me play golf at Wedgwood, you've seen me hit it in the water, and sometimes I've skipped it across the water, and you know what? I end up on the other side, and I still make par. That's called a Sharkie. A Sharkie is not even the great white shark in that water
Can
could stop that ball because you still made par.
You still made par in that hole. There's actually an episode, a regular Mikey Polis episode. Was it? It must have been last summer.
Probably.
Is this our 3rd summer of golf?
I don't know. Yeah. If you can't remember, that means you're playing a lot of golf.
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yep.
So there's one episode where I think the episode kicked off. We were on 1, 2, 3, 4, the long par
Yeah.
5, and you had hit it in the water.
Yeah.
and then you hit it again, but it skipped around the water and like looped the pond and kicked
Yeah.
out.
Just like how it was
And then
played.
you absolutely rope the next one.
Yes.
So you probably sharkied that hole.
Speaking of rope, are you moving on to our next level of?
Submitted slang terms.
Oh my gosh!
And the first submitted slang term this week is frozen rope. That's typically what I do with my 3-wood. PJ, what's a frozen
A
rope?
frozen rope is when you really pipe one and it's low, but it's not a worm burner. It just stays
A little
low,
bit higher.
almost like it's like you said. You hold one rope, I hold the other, and it's frozen. It does not move. That's what the ball does.
Just absolutely on a line.
Just not high. Doesn't
Nope.
get much.
Not
it's-
low, just
It doesn't skip.
Nope.
It's just a. Yep.
just an absolute. That's like the literal analogy of like you on one side, me on the other side.
Yeah.
If you had a frozen rope, it just was a straight
Hold
line
it.
across.
And that was brought to you by one of our subscribers,
A
one of our
subscriber
viewers.
and viewer, Mr. Riley Worth. You are an absolute joy of a human. We're so excited. We're going to have Riley actually on the podcast this summer. So we're a little bit of time away, but he was a golf coach. He's got some great stories, and he had some great submissions for this week, and we actually have some for next week that he had as well. So Riley, you did the task. You did what we asked. You submitted down in the
It's a
comments
great
down
one.
below.
I mean, when you think about frozen rope, that's been used in football too. It's
Baseball,
baseball,
you
yeah.
know? I mean,
it's where you smoke one, and I think in golf, like, does that mean you just like hit the bottom part of the club, but not enough to make it go into the ground, and it just stays?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it must be the lower part of the face, because
Yeah.
obviously you go higher on the face, you're gonna pop it up.
Yes, yeah.
So it must be the lower half.
If you hit that bottom part of the club, and I think what's nice about that is you still have the power into it, and it might still be a worm burner at the end. It's kind of like a combination shot. Yeah,
because it's not gonna just land and stick.
No,
especially
no.
so it'll kind of burn and run up. But if you can do that on command,
that's great.
and you can like
If
that's
there's wind
just,
involved, you don't get the wind involved. That's great. Oh, if
keep
you
it
can-
under the wind.
yeah,
If
yeah.
you can do that, dude, you're friggin' big Stimpin.
Yes, big Stimpin spending cheese, big Stimpin
Fucking hitting birdies, baby.
birdies. That's right.
That brings us to number 2 of the submitted slang terms this week is Stimpin. PJ,
Big Stimpin.
Tell us about Stimpin.
Not Ren and Stimpy, but Ren and Stimpin. Big Stimpin. Stimpin ain't easy, but Stimpin is the measurement of the green. So if it's Stimpin green, it's going to be depends upon how fast it moves.
things are moving, and
Yes.
it should be big Stimpin. If you can hit your 3-wood on a frozen rope, you'd be big Stimpin.
Yes. Yep.
So if there's any rappers out there,
Yeah, like
Riley
Mike-
had a great idea.
Well, like back with Pam,
Two-piece
Pam and
Pam,
Two-Piece
baby.
Pam. That's a great rap. He should bring that back because
2-piece Pam.
Yeah.
If I have enough swing oil in me,
Yes.
then you maybe you'll hear a little rendition of 2-piece Pam.
There's various levels of Stimpin. We've played it before. You go to golf courses, it's like, okay, this green, you could ruin your hole. Like you could be like on in regulation,
Yep.
and you're like, I'm used to playing Wedgwoods greens, and all of a sudden you hit it, and it's like, this is not that green. And some of the practice greens, if they have them, and it's okay, public golf courses don't always have greens to practice on.
Yeah,
I
which is
understand
fine.
that. But if you haven't played the course before, you sometimes don't know what the greens are going to be like, and that can ruin or make a round.
Oh yeah, big time.
And you don't even realize it's kind of one of those deals where you're like, okay, let me like skip the first 2 holes on my greens before I start counting my shots.
And then you start when I played at the Celebration in Florida. Florida golf is so much different than like I hit it in the sand. Hitting out of Florida sand versus hitting out of Minnesota sand.
you just build a sandcastle first.
Oh my god! Like you can actually like do a full swing with, and it's just like a
That's
big
kind of
puff.
cool though.
It was so
Instead
fun.
of gravel with a little bit of sand on it, like in Minnesota,
Hitting off a concrete,
Yeah,
like a
well-
cart path.
with like a little sprinkled like kinetic sand my kids play with.
This stuff that'll stay in a ball.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
Florida golf was so much different, and it was one of those. If you have never been, I highly recommend. And if you're in the Orlando/Celebration area, the Celebration Golf Club was awesome.
That's cool to say because we drove by them when I was in Disney, and I just got the golf polo so I could look like I golfed there, but I didn't. And I thought about how, oh my
One-
gosh, if I had my golf clubs, that'd have been awesome.
One time, what we need to do is you and I need to take a trip, and we need to play with Andy. We'll go do maybe a tour in the southern part of Florida, and do some podcasts on location, and try to get some cool golf content. But that would be really fun.
And you probably got to experience what Florida's climate's like by playing golf. We talked about that back in one of our other episodes, where you get to experience what golf is like or what the climate is like just by playing golf. You don't have to go visit everything, and you can feel
You can
like
kind
what
of
it is-
tell.
what it
So
is.
like the soil was very sandy,
Okay.
and like the actual sand traps were actual sand
A little bit
traps.
more deep, a little bit more like the coarse sand, like where you feel like you're like on the beach. Kind
Yeah,
of.
yeah, it was all like white sand. And then we saw 2 gators while we were there, which was fun. Just literally hanging out.
And not the kind of gators you see at the stop lights or the stop signs in rural Minnesota,
small towns
where you're in your truck and there's a gator here and a gator there, and no one knows who should go first or second
And you're
because no
kinda
one knows
doing
right
the,
away. Not
no,
that,
you go,
not
you
that
go.
kind of gator like you see in small town Minnesota. We're talking about real gators.
Little Gainesville gator, baby.
So now we talked about the Stimpin level of the greens, and it's kind of unexpected, right? You never know what you're gonna
You
play.
never know
until
what you're gonna get unless you played that course before.
Yeah,
but
and-
even if you played it, it's still like every week, especially in Minnesota. It could be dry, it could be rainy.
Or different like levels, like different courses have, or different holes have different tree cover and stuff, which
Yeah.
change the greens, you know?
Yeah.
But one thing you can always expect is the Stimpin level of the Minnesota sports, which is a first round exit.
First round play, if they're lucky enough to make the playoffs. Like that's like we talked about last week. That's our expectation. You make the first round, but then you always have this hope.
But should
they're
it be
gonna-
our expectation? Should it be?
No, it shouldn't be. Our expectation should be you're a Western Conference final, you're an NBA final if you're
Yeah.
the Wolves.
Yeah.
You're the same thing. Western Conference final
For the Stanley Cup. Stanley Cup finals. It's
bullshit.
We've seen it happen too many times. We get geared up for the playoffs and we're disappointed. And so we really want to change that.
We need to
And
change that.
We really want to talk about that more, and we really have some things to say about it, actually. And with our Vikings moving forward, what we want to say about them with their draft. Please tune into our next episode as we talk and make sure to uncover all of the things we have to say about that.
So we're gonna uncover all things Minnesota sports. Gonna hit another edition of Slang Terms. If you dig this week's episode, hit the thumbs up button. Hit the red subscribe button to not miss next week's episode where we talk about the sports, we talk about slang terms. And with that, we'll catch you next week. PJ, cheers,
Cheers,
brother.
buddy.